Hello and welcome back to another episode of Weekly Manga Drops. I'm your boy Yazuko here, and this week we're going to look at a manga series called Negima Magister Negi Magi. There we go, finally got it. Whew, man. Anyways, this is a series that ended quite a long while ago. I think it ended in 2007. But it's always been a series that's been near and dear to my heart because it was one of the longest running series at the time when I read it. Because Naruto wasn't that far along yet. I don't know. I found it much more interesting than Naruto in the first place. Or maybe they were on par. This is back when Naruto was still good. But anyways, we need to stop rambling and actually start talking about this series. So enjoy some Metalio 100 Night gameplay in the background. I think that's what this game's called. Have it on my PS4 somewhere. Whatever. Enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, oh well, it's fine. Just listen to my soft, dulcet voice. Okay, I know that's way too much of a stretch, but anyways. So, in the basics of the story of Negima, I'm just gonna call it Negima for short, because calling it its full name is way too much of a mouthful. And what happens in the story is that you have Neji, who's not Neji from Naruto, but just his name is Neji, and he's a mage. He graduates from a magic school. Kind of like Harry Potter and all that stuff. It actually came out at the same time as the first wave of Harry Potter movies. Huh. Maybe that's what really helped its success at the time. Who knows? I don't know. But regardless of that, Neji here actually goes to school and graduates. So when you start the series, you're already past the fact that he's already graduating, and he's basically sent to Japan to go teach as an English teacher because his school is actually all the way back in England. I guess that makes sense. Seriously, the allegories between this and Harry Potter was just insane at this point. But as he's sent over there, he has to actually take care of a whole class of, well, I guess you could say they're all problem children. No, they're not really problem children. I mean, some of them are. I mean, you got the Baka Rangers. Yeah, I think that's what they're actually called. Where there's like 4 people that are basically idiots and almost failed just about every exam. But anyways, let's look at the reason why Neji wanted to become a mage. First off, he wants to become a mage so he can actually track down his father, whose name is Nagi the Thousand Master. Man, that's getting real creative with those names. But regardless of that, he's the Thousand Masters, as he has literally mastered thousands of spells. That's why they call him the Thousand Master. Although when you meet him, it's not as grandiose as you would expect. But yeah, but regardless of that, as the story progresses, you find that each character, even though there are many characters, where this type of story would have each few chapters focus on one character and then have them be completely sidelined until next time they need it, or sometimes they're completely shelved afterwards because they basically become a good boy or good girl and actually respect the teacher now. But in this series, every character is well defined. Each character has their own quirks, their own level of intelligence. Well, that's pretty obvious. And they each have their own place in the class. What happens is that as Neji actually gets to know everybody better, he actually learns each and every one of their quirks and actually helps them overcome whatever problems that they have. So at the beginning of the series, the series is actually more like, I don't know, it's more like a comedy at first. But as of volume 2, or is it 3? I think it's 2 or 3. Bear with me here. I haven't actually read this in a very long time. I can only read it in chapter format because I didn't feel like buying the full series because there's like, what, 27 books now? Maybe I'm just cheap. Who knows? But as the series progresses, you have to actually give it a bit of time before it actually starts to rub off on you, because as I said before, it does start off as more of a comedy-ish before it turns full-blown action shonen or fantasy action shonen. I don't know. Starts to learn multiple things, like there's a silly little thing called Pactio where you where you end up kissing I don't know, a partner, and they will produce a magic card. Although it has to be done inside a magic circle or the card won't be manifested. And that card will give whoever you made that pact with a magical artifact. That magical artifact can be used in battles or everyday situations, and that's where the series really starts to take off. It starts to get interesting. Because at first we just looked at these cards and we're like, what do these cards mean? But as time passes by, you actually realize, oh, okay, hers turns into a giant sword, hers turns into a library book that gives her access to magical archives, you know, all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of cool in a sense. But the series progresses and you end up with a tournament arc later on. Although it's called people refer to it as the festival, but it's actually just a tournament. It's literally a tournament. Like, it's your average martial arts tournament, except mixed with magic and all that. Like, but that's not the craziest part of this series. In this series, you got almost every single archetype. You got twins, you got, I think you have demons. No, yeah, you have demons, for sure. You have a robot, you have a shut-in girl who doesn't really like to go out that much, but is still in class. Ironically, you got vampires, you got a girl that can basically repel all magic thrown at her, and a bunch of other things. A bunch of other people. I think that's about all I'll say for now. Already I've said way too much. And the series, it keeps going. Keeps going. You don't think that for a moment that the comedy that starts at the beginning will stop, because it doesn't. The comedy will always be there, so don't worry. The series will always hit you with something funny when you least expect it. Let it be Neji's signature wind sneeze, which ends up giving everybody in the vicinity a upskirt. Is it an upskirt? Or blowing up the skirt, really. That's what I meant to say. Or, well, most magics that ends up backfiring end up making whoever's around pretty much naked anyways. And hey, it's by Ken Akamatsu, so he's the creator of Love Hina. It's pretty much what you expect from him in the first place. The action, on the other hand, is something that you didn't expect. Like, the battles are actually exhilarating. You can either watch the anime or you can read the manga. Because although I really recommend that you read the manga, because I believe the anime only has 24 episodes, I think. And this is a series that has like over 300 chapters, so I mean, it was just like 20 chapters shy of 400 or something like that. So it's a little fun. I mean, you watch the anime if you want to. Hey, who am I to stop you? You want to watch the anime? Go ahead, watch the anime. Who knows? Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I haven't actually watched it. I just know that it cuts short from the actual ending. That's all I know. But if you liked what you heard so far, you can check out these channels wherever I'm gonna put them. I think I'm gonna put them in this whatever corner, and who knows? Maybe you like this. Maybe you like to hear me talk for an extended period of time. Subscribe if you want to. And thanks for watching. All that good jazz. And I wish you a good night.